First of all, congratulations for succeeding in the application process for this Student Innovation Programme. It's a competitive process, so give yourself a pat on the back for submitting a great application and for taking this opportunity to develop your skills and gain some work experience. I will now run through the training outline for today. First of all, the overview of the projects, then teamwork, consultancy, client relationship, idea generation, managing your projects, and then finally working remotely. The compulsory sections in this training module will take approximately 2 hours, so think about how you'd like to spread that out over the next week and schedule in time accordingly. There are then additional resources in the training module that may be beneficial to you. Feel free to complete those as you run through the module now, or circle back to them throughout your project if you feel they could be helpful. You can re-access all the information at any time. To start us off, let's think about what a student innovation project actually is and what the next 6 weeks will look like. You'll be working in a team of students from across our university. We try to vary the teams as much as possible and mix students in different year groups and from different disciplines. This replicates a real-life working situation. When you work on different projects in your working life, you will be teamed up with people from varied backgrounds with diverse skills and expertise that complement each other. So think about what your skills are and how that might fit into the team you will be joining later. There is an opportunity to explore this further within the training. You will be working on a real business issue. This may be for a large business, a small medium enterprise, or a third sector charity. All types of organisations will have issues they are facing at any one time, and you have a fantastic opportunity to learn about the organisation you will be working with and make a real impact for them with the suggestions you provide. Your team will be acting as consultants for your organisation in a professional environment. We have lots of information available about what consultancy is and how you can take your first steps in a consultancy situation. You will be working with a real client that has approached the uni with a problem they want the students to solve. They will be eagerly awaiting to hear from you and learn ideas and solutions to the real issue they are currently facing. Remember, while working on your project, you are acting as ambassadors for the university, and we know you will be able to show your clients some great new perspectives. Once your team understands a bit more about your client and have contextualized the brief, you'll need to do research about the brief and then discuss different ways of providing practical solutions to their dilemma. You will not need to implement the solutions in your 6-week project. Student innovation projects are all about research and recommend, so you don't need to worry about trying to schedule any time within your project for implementation. In the past, we have had clients so impressed with the suggestions made, they have gone on to recruit some of the students for a summer internship so they can continue into the implementation phase. You will then present your recommendations to your client through both a business report and a presentation. You will send your client their business report 3 days ahead of the presentation date. We suggest you try and book your presentation in with your client as early as possible so that you can all plan ahead and ensure you keep it free. This also means you have a date to work towards within your project plan. Let's run through the project timeline here. We will send you this to ensure you have this as a reference point when creating your project plan with your team. Week 1. There's lots of meetings to get through this week. On Monday, you will have a training follow-up session with the work experience team where you receive your full client brief, meet your team, and have an opportunity to ask any questions that may have come up for you throughout the training. We then recommend that you have a team meeting ahead of meeting your client on either the Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of this week as stated on the job description you applied for. So you've got to know each other a bit and started to think about delegating roles within the team. You can also utilise this time to decide what questions you would like to ask about your project brief in your client meeting and discuss what availability you will have for your second client meeting and any presentation dates you can give to your client on the day. Week 2. With the hours in week 1 mainly taken up with the meetings, familiarising yourself with the brief and planning how you're going to tackle your project, week 2 is when you can really start to get stuck into the project. Try to keep communicating with your group in these early stages, even if it's just updates on small bits of progress or research via a piece of communication software, be that MS Teams, WhatsApp, or something else your group has decided on. Make sure by this stage you have confirmed a presentation date and time with your client and let the work experience team know. Week 3. Continue on with your research and have a team meeting to discuss your findings and what you would like to discuss with your client in your second client meeting. Week 4. Start collating your findings and recommendations in a shared document with your team. Decide how the report will flow best and just get writing. You can always move things and restructure the report once a lot of the content is complete, so don't be afraid just to get going with it. The Work Experience team offer progress review sessions weekly. Please book onto one if you'd like some additional support. Week 5. Start wrapping up your project. Ensure you utilise all your team's skills to finish your business report. One member might have a really good eye for detail and be best placed to proofread your report. Another team member could be creative and make suggestions on how to structure the information so it's attractive to read. Another may be good at graph making and can suggest presenting your data in a more visual way. Remember, it is a business report, not an academic report, so ensure you only include what is relevant to the brief. It's all about quality over quantity. Start thinking about how you'd like to present your findings and start working on some slides to keep the presentation structured. Week 6. Send your business report through to your client 3 days ahead of your presentation meeting. As a team, run through the presentation ahead of time to ensure that it flows well, and if you are happy with the order and content. Alongside being able to revisit all the information in this training module, there are plenty of opportunities for support throughout. You can join the Work Experience team for a progress review session, which will need to be booked through Eventbrite, or receive lots of additional resource through the toolkit. We will send you links to both of these via email. You will also receive regular update emails from us as helpful reminders of approximately which stage you should be at with your project. At any time, you can also email us at workexperience@sutton.ac.uk. So in summary, your student innovation project will last 6 weeks. Make sure that you spread your time evenly across them. Don't leave all the work for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Week 1 is a really important one. Take the time this week to utilise the meeting with the Work Experience team, get to know your teammates, get prepared for your first client meeting so you leave it fully understanding the brief and what the desired outcomes are, and finally put a project plan together with roles and responsibilities for your group so you can hit the ground running on week 2. Throughout the 6 weeks, ensure you maintain clear and regular communication with your team and make sure you are fully prepared ahead of client meetings so the time with them is used valuably. We are here to support you. Aside from the progress review sessions you can book onto, please utilise the resources we provide you with. You can also contact us at any time on workexp@sutton.ac.uk. Remember, the project briefs are built around research and recommend, so there is no need to schedule in time for implementation within your 6 weeks. The outcomes of your project have the potential to make a big impact for your client's organisation. They've set the project brief because they want a fresh approach from the students at our university. Let your creative and analytic skills develop and shine throughout the process, and enjoy the opportunity to gain a host of new skills too, as well as building new relationships with your client and peers across the university.